What's good, y'all, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are continuing our Path to Platinum series, episode 14. This has been a while. In today's video, though, we are racing yet again the Porsche 992 GT3R, and we have a new variant. We usually have, the Dale Earnhardt variant that I like to call it. But now we have this orange and black variant. I like to call it the Halloween variant because, of course, when people associate orange and black, it's Halloween. So I like to call it that, and I'm a big horror dude, so I would love that. Anyways, though, in today's video, we, like I said, are at Barcelona. I have never had a race, like a ACL race or a public race at Barcelona. So not only was this very new to me, this was very new to me in a new car. I had never really gotten the chance to go into Barcelona and get some practice laps in this car. I really had no idea of, I had an idea of what to use for the car specifically. Like the Porsche itself likes max caster for the most part. The only exception I'd say is the Nürburgring GP, which I don't know why, but that just seems to work for me personally more. But I had no idea of what to use for this car. And so I just kind of threw something together. And honestly, I think it'll surprise y'all how I did. Anyways, though, on screen is the ratings as of last night of when I'm recording this. And I just, like I said, I don't understand the ratings, and I'm going to show you why in a little bit later on in this video. So stay tuned for that. But 9467 I think is a very good number, and we're almost there. We've hit that 95 range. It is just getting those extra points that puts us in platinum. So I don't know. And like I said, I will kind of go on a little rant about the rating system later on. So if you want, stay tuned for that. But anyways, though, let's go ahead and hop onto Barcelona.
20 seconds.
Okay, if I can fix this. All right, so I've already had a crash out, and I'm not trying to crash again. This time, I'm going to take it easy for this race due to the fact that I literally just created this setup for the Porsche like 5 minutes ago. So I'm just going to take it easy on the start because I generally don't feel like crashing out again.
Green light. Give it all you got.
See? I don't even know my break points.
Clear on the left. Slow car ahead.
And you're entering the track. So far, it's already a mess.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Somehow we did a clean first lap. What the hell are you doing back here? Oh my god.
Car on the left. Clear on the left. Yellow flag. Watch out.
So this is post edit, and unfortunately, the mic I was using died, and I'm I didn't realize it until like the end of the race. So it's pretty much gonna be quiet for the most part, but I will be doing a little bit of overview. But overall, this is a really fun race, and just stay tuned till the end.
Fastest laps in the world.
So as I mentioned earlier on, I really didn't know what my braking points were, and I was really unsure of whether I should be braking late or not late, but at the 100 board, and I was really just sketchy about it. So I always tried to brake at least maybe 20-30 meters before, which is a lot, but I mean it works, right? So, but I mean it spooked the Mustang or something did into giving up the position. So I mean it works, right?
Yellow flag in sector 1.
So on the map, you can see that there is a train forming. This is for what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th or 7th place. No pun intended.
Clear on the right.
I got spooked there and lost the position to the BMW I just gained, which is fine because we're gonna go right back. We seem to be really strong in sectors 1 and 3, so thankfully there's that. But you know, it becomes a bit of an uphill climb, especially when I'm still trying to learn the track as I race, because I had no practice with this. By the time I hopped on to the track, it was already in starting grid positions, and I had like a minute and a half to create a setup. And this is what I came up with. So I'm working with what I got here. I'm learning as I race, and surprisingly, I feel like I'm doing very well, even though I just lost 2 positions. But that's against the fact that I'm top 10 here. So yeah, on we go.
Car on the right. Clear on the right. Car on the right. Clear on the right. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
With that, I had to comment because I thought that was really sick. Um, I knew that was gonna happen. Between contact between those two was, I felt imminent at that time, and that's when you just capitalize. Yeah, 2 and 1 right there. So now we're, I believe, 6th. I'm going off of what I see on the track map right now because I don't have the scoreboard up. I have my, my MFD up there so that I can, change brake bias, ABS, all that because I don't know if I've mentioned this already in past videos, but I use a Logitech G920. So I don't have access to multiple buttons. I just have very few. So this MFD is pretty helpful. This though I thought was really cool. And then he almost comes up on the track and almost takes me out. I saw that coming, thankfully, but I thought that was a really cool little move I did. I want to call it a fake dive bomb just for points, but hey, I'll take what I can get. So for the final 5 minutes, I was able to kind of hold off this pack of cars behind me and keep a P5. So for starting off this race with no practice, setups made on the fly, I think that was a really good kind of testament to how well I've been accustomed to this Porsche. And thankfully, we also had no incidents and no contact. We were able to avoid all contact possible. So I think that's a good P5 and a solid win overall here at Barcelona. As for the rating stuff, um, as I mentioned before, I don't get the rating system. And I'm talking consistency and car control. As you can see here, consistency looks, I mean, I've had those dry spells of consistency the past few races, but I felt that was good enough to maybe shoot me up to at least a 90, right? But it put me down 2 points, or at least a point from what I've seen. And then car control, same thing. But it's been somewhat consistent and improving. So I felt like it should have gone up to a 90, but I just don't understand it. And I know with car control in specific, you have to, you know, be more much smoother, be more much bleh, be smoother with your turns, as well as be mindful of preventing overdrive with the car, which is, oversteer and all that. So I've worked really hard in trying to prevent all that. So it's kind of frustrating, but at the same time, I just got to deal with it and do better. So yeah, that's my small little rant because I just don't get it. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know if it's me with the Porsche, just we just don't get along. I know this is one of the more difficult cars to try and master and achieve. So I can understand that, but yeah, it just hurts my brain a little bit. But yeah. Anyway, though, that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. And if you've made it this far, be sure to like, share, subscribe, comment anything you want to see next, any tips for Barcelona, Porsche, or any track in general. And I will see y'all on the next one. Peace out, y'all.
From the food in that bill, rap, riding steamer, riding steamer, riding steamer, riding steamer, riding steamer, got a bag, now I'm flat,